Here we're going to have a look at our simple lead changes, and we're going to do changes of direction in our simple lead change. I'm going to use that flex that we've, the sideways technique that we've taught our horses on the circle. We're going to use it here to change directions. Now when you first start out, you might have to do this at a trot, because remember, it's the softness that's the key thing here. So here I'm in a trot, going to lift my inside rein, come across, I'll let him come down to a walk, pass my centre marker, open out with my direct rein in the direction I'm going, which means you open out the leg and get your hip up on that side, and come back to my circle. Once you're on your circle, then do your transition. Get on the circle, then do your transition. Good boy. Okay, so trot, inside rein, inside leg, down to a walk, past my centre marker, direct his nose back onto his circle. I'm going to do a little bit of sideways here to get him on the circle, because he's a bit stiff there. Up to a trot. Once you can do that at a trot with a walk change of direction, then we're going to take it up to a canter. Get to a canter, now we're going to do inside rein, down to a trot, and make sure those shoulders come across, out in the new direction. Now he's a little bit, wants to go into the centre there, so I just use my sideways to get him out to the circle. Up to a canter. Good. Inside rein now. Lifting it so those shoulders really come across. Past my centre marker, don't you dip in there. So I just use my sideways there to push him out to the circle again. Try that again. What I really would like is a direct rein out onto the new circle. So here, trot, bump, 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 shoulders loose, that's nice. Direct rein, that's better. Then up to a canter, good boy. Very nice. And notice when I'm cantering, if I'm on a left lead, I lead with the left side of my body. That's nice. Direct rein, dipped a little bit there too. Which dipped, I mean he turned a little bit too sharp after the marker. So if that happens, just use your sideways that we've been looking at to push him out onto that circle where you release him. Okay? Here we're going to finish up with a sideways to a trot. Good boy. Try and keep that impulsion into that stop there. Right, and that's our simple lead changes. Now, you know, you'll do those to help your horse get nice and calm, get nice and soft and flexed as he goes forward. So you can combine your circle with sideways techniques for your transitions, and here you can use your flex to flex, we call it, or simple lead changes, to every time your horse goes a little bit too fast or you feel that he's getting a little bit lazy, then you'll do a change of direction, really get that nice change of direction happening, and bring him back out on the circle again. That's our simple lead changes. Alright, we're really getting a few techniques up our sleeve now. In this one, we're going to really get the horse on his hind quarter, in his turns, and we're going to combine that with some transitions. We're going to use our Southern Cross pattern here, and we're going to do some what we call point to point. Okay, so we're going to ride to a point, do a turn, and then ride to another point and do a turn. Okay, so we're at our centre marker, and I'll ride straight towards this outside marker here, and we're going to do a turn around it. So just at a walk on a loose rein first up. Going to ride up here to our barrels, come down to a halt with your hips, your horse's hips, lined up with his barrel here, and then we're going to walk around the barrel and get the forequarter to go around the barrel. Then we're going to release in the direction that we want to go. Okay, So the back end has to do a little circle and the front end has to do a big circle. So here we go, line up my hips, turn the forequarter. So see how the forequarter has to do most of the turn and the back end has to keep walking forward, otherwise it'll run over our marker. Okay, so it's like a pirouette. Whoop. Line it up, turn, and you can have a bit of feel on your reins, both reins in this exercise, but try to only activate one rein at a time. Okay, so if you're doing a direct or a support rein. So direct, support, direct. Good boy, off into our new direction. Right, get that nice and soft, get that going really well before you come up to just doing it all at a walk. Okay, so there's no stop, and that's what we're aiming for. The first bit is to teach the horse to come off your leg. Come back this other way now. To open out, turn, off in the new direction. Really make sure that the forequarter does a nice turn around that. Okay. This is a great exercise, and later on we'll use this as a physical exercise, and we'll do this in contact when we're strengthening our horse. But at the moment we've got to get them to understand that they're just going to comfort. So if you come to the marker, open out for the new direction, and then release, you go, oh great, I used my hindquarter, did my turn, I got release. So they put more effort into it. Okay. Once you can do that, we're going to take it up to a trot. In a trot, but then we come down to walk to do the turn, and this is the transition part. Up to a trot. Get ready. Line it up with our barrel. Walk. Turn. Up to the marker. And when you're coming into these markers, when you're coming down to that, just stop here. When we're coming into that marker and you're coming down your transition, you've got to get your come back a little bit on your back pockets, take your legs off of your horse, and then widen out your reins and use your reins if you need to, but do all your body language first. Okay, same as your transitions up, body language first. Nice body language, then the reins. Looking good. Once you can do that with transitions, we'll do the turns at the trot. But remember, they have to really make sure that forequarter comes across there. Good. So as the speed comes up, make sure not to lose your quality. Okay, so here I'm going to do a few of these turns. When I get a really nice one, I'm going to let him stop in the centre there. That's a nice one there, really nice. So I'm going to come down to the centre and stop here. Good boy. So the forequarters has got to come around real nice, okay? It gets them on their hind. It's a great technique, teaches them to get off your leg, follow your focus. Fantastic stuff. As with all these tasks, once you can do that at a trot, you take it up to the canter. So here I'm going to, first of all I'm going to walk the turn, so we're going to canter the straight, walk the turn. Okay, so turn, canter, walk. Now remember, you need snappy transitions, so if you've been doing a nice job on those transitions that you did on the circle there before, then these departures will be a lot easier. Good. Oh, that's nice. Really good. Okay, now if you've got a horse who has a little bit of trouble with the leads, then you might want to start your canter just before you get to the straight bit, so about here. So then he canters to the straight. it'll help him get his lead. But if you can, do it nice and straight. So turn, canter. Looks pretty easy, doesn't it? Okay, and of course you could take that up once your horse has developed a bit of strength and a bit of understanding. You could do that whole thing at a canter. Next we're going to do our rebounds, and these rebounds are the same as what we did on the fence line before, but this time we're going to go to a marker, to our corner marker, and then we're going to back up, rebound back and turn, go to our next marker. And what it's going to do is going to teach the horse to really use his hind in his turns and to have nice transitions. So for the short horses, really make sure you get good transitions in all of these tasks, and for the long horses this will really help to teach them not to just blast off. Okay, so we're going to ride up to our marker, we're going to widen our legs, sit back on our back pockets, widen our legs, widen our hands, go backwards, and then turn and go towards our barrel. So it's like that backwards and over that you do in your rein positions. Back, when he feels light, go over, trot to the next one, back. And just get this to where they understand it and start to help you out a little bit. There, that's nice. And over. That's a really nice turn. Okay. Now I find this is best from the trot. You can practice this at a walk if you need to, just to get the pattern down in your mind. But the best impulsion exercise is to do this at a trot. You can do it at a canter also, but get it at a trot first. Okay. Now for the backup, sometimes you'll come into these backups and the horses, will be a little bit stiff and want to keep going. So you come in. You might have to do it at a walk then if that happens. Come in at a walk, sit on your back pockets, widen your hands out. Now this is something we've got to be careful of, because us humans have a tendency to, if the horse pulls on us, we use two reins and pull back. If that happens to you, just make sure you use one rein at a time. Okay, so they've both got feel, but only activate one. So that one, that one, that one, that one. And what that'll do is it'll put a little bit of lateral flex again in your horse, and that'll help soften him into his backup. Okay, and he'll have a bit of rhythm there, so therefore he'll get some release as well, because remember, release is what they learn from. Okay, so back, if he's a little bit heavy, one rein, one rein, one rein, until he softens. There, good boy. Turn and off to our next marker. Okay. Now you can do this at a canter. Alright, so it'll be something like this. Turn down to a canter, back it up, turn, and try to get the lead in the direction you're going. So if you're turning to the right, like this one here, try and get a right lead. Good boy. Keep going back. Turn. Good. And that one, that's a great one for short horses. Really get those, make sure you get that impulsion really good, and that'll really liven them up, and they'll enjoy that canter that they'll get out of that nice departure. That's our impulsion exercise. There's a series of impulsion exercises, remember, to get your ground stuff going well. That'll stack the odds in your favour. Then come out here and do these tasks that I've showed you here today. Remember, start slow, get them nice and neat, get the horse nice and calm and confident, give them a loose rein as often as possible. Stay focused and have fun.